My name is Rodell Yancey, and I am one of the 2026 graduates of the Doe Fund, Ready, Willing, and Able. It's been a 2-year journey. Started off with being incarcerated in federal prison, then going to a rehabilitation inpatient program in upstate New York. A friend of mine who was a former graduate, which his name is Andy Cruz, he said, yo, I could put you in Ready, Willing, and Able. And I was like, I don't really want to do, I don't know if I want to do that. And I was undecided, but I knew that I needed to do something in order to continue bettering my life. And I came to the Doe Fund here in Harlem, spoke with Roy, right, the intake specialist. So he says, well, I can't accept you because you did not spend a night inside the shelter. And I said, I'm never going to spend a night inside that shelter, inside Bellevue, right? So he said, well, I can't help you. And I stormed out of here and I left. And I got down part of maybe 5 blocks from here, and I sat down and I just started crying. Where am I going now? What are you going to do with me? What do you want to do with me? What is my next steps and where I'm going to end up at? And it was a Wednesday. I can never forget this day. It was a Wednesday afternoon, and I got on the bus and I rode down to my daughter's beauty salon. She says, well, today is Wednesday, why don't you go to church? When I got there, I had a phone call from my sister. She never calls me at any time of the day unless it's something happening. So when I looked at the phone call, I went out, stepped out the church, and she says, where are you at right now? And I said, I'm in church. She says, all right, I got a phone call from somebody, wherever you was at, they said to come back. So when I came back to the Doe Fund is when Roy sat me down and said, let me finish your intake, let me get you inside this building. And that was my journey. That right there sealed the deal for me to become, 1, I was ready, right? 2, I was willing, and 3, I was able. Because I found out that you have to be ready, willing, and able to do this program. The important thing I learned in Ready, Willing, and Able is to be ready, willing, and able. That's simple, it's just that simple. Program, let me just say the staff here is awesome. So that's what I want to just commend the staff of the building here at Harlem on doing an awesome job at working with people like myself and helping me navigate through life changes, you know what I'm saying? Because life shows up, so they helped me along the way. First got here, I had a 2010 voucher, which came from being inside of a residential drug treatment facility. And that was the first step. Like when I got here and I showed them that, they said, oh, you're ahead of the game. The housing specialist here, which is Jonathan, he took me up to Jericho Project to look at the apartment, and it was a room. And I was like, I'm taking it, right? Without no second thoughts, because I wanted to get out of the shelter. I wanted to get away from living inside institutional environment. It took me back a few years, right? Because I went down this road before, and I had got the apartment, and I took a lot of things for granted. Today, when I got the key, I don't take things for granted. When I stick it in the door, I thank God for this opportunity, and I thank God for bringing me thus far, right, and having my own space.